In this bulletin, highest rate of infections to date. Test positivity reaches 1.9%. And more frontliners face mental issues. Good afternoon. Fiji has the highest number of its daily total as 94 new infections have been announced yesterday. There is also one more death who health officials say had COVID-19, but like the previous fatalities is not classified as a coronavirus death. There are 28 cases from the CWM hospital cluster, 8 from Nawakanandi and 5 from the Navy cluster. It has also been confirmed that 14 cases are from Navosai, 26 from Wailana Osori, 9 from the IMT, 3 from the RFMF cluster, and 1 from the Umbati. Permanent Secretary Dr. James Fong says 2 cases that tested positive after presenting to Valley Level Health Center are included in the CWM cluster as they had recently been discharged from the hospital. The Valley Level Health Center remained closed for decontamination. 4 more patients have recovered, which means there are now 604 active cases in isolation. The shortage of quarantine facilities nationwide has caused the Health Ministry to enter some of the positive COVID-19 cases into home isolation. Permanent Secretary Dr. James Fong says the increasing number of cases has taken a strain on their quarantine capacity. Dr. Fong adds specific guidance has been provided for people who have been advised to home isolate to ensure they do not have contact with other members of their households. The PS says their staff will continuously check up on those in home isolation to ensure that protocols are adhered to within the household. He says the majority of the new cases is a result of transmission in closed indoor spaces. Dr. Fong says they are preparing to shift into a mitigation phase as the number of new COVID-19 cases continues to escalate in the Lami, Suva and Osori containment area. The Health Ministry says the rate of test positivity stands at around 1.9%, and this has increased due to an influx of cases in the Central Division. The test positivity average was at 1.6 on Monday. A World Health Organization criteria says a positive rate of less than 5% is one indicator that the epidemic is under control in the country. Dr. James Fong says 2,729 samples were tested and reported on Monday. Meanwhile, as of yesterday, 218,830 individuals in Fiji have received at least 1 dose of COVID-19 vaccine. The Ministry of Health has established the Fiji Emergency Medical Assistance Team Field Hospital at the Vodafone Arena in Laudala Bay. The field hospital is assisting CWM Hospital in the delivery of healthcare services in the Central Division. This will provide services that include emergency care services for adults and children, which cover acute illnesses, accidents, children's illness, and medical emergencies. It also provides admissions and inpatient care for non-COVID patients. The FEMAT Field Hospital is open 24 hours a day. Empower Pacific has noted an increasing number of frontline workers seeking counseling and psychosocial support services. Mental health specialist Prem Singh says a good number of these workers were battling stress, anxiety, fear and worry about the work they do and their future. Singh adds they have shifted their attention to these frontline workers where the services and psychosocial support is carried out via telephone.
There is some form of trauma, not so severe, but more so like probably burnout because they're working for longer hours in such anxiety-provoking situations. So obviously the burnout rate would be quite high.
And Touch Federation moving a step further. Welcome back. The dream of playing at the Olympics is a step closer for Fiji-born France Sevens rep Tavite Verendamu. National swimmers Cheyenne Rova and Peli Rambua will be able to access high-performance training facilities and coaching in Australia. The two left the country on Saturday for training and competition in Australia in preparation for the Tokyo Olympic Games. Fiji Swimming President Ben Rova says it is a golden opportunity for them.
Having this opportunity not only for them to go overseas and complete their final training preps, and even for the swimmer that has decided to train here locally, the best we can do as a federation is to, give them this exposure.
The positive feedback from the franchise Touch League is now pushing Touch Federation Fiji to take the competition a step further. TFF President Devita Mau says the players and coaches have expressed their interest to have the sport going in the future. Mau adds this has also helped them in the selection of players for the national squad.
Touch League has been probably a major achievement in terms of the sport, because for once we were able to gather the elite of the game and bring them to pit their skills against one another. And the feedbacks coming from the players and the coaches are pretty positive.
The start of Euro 2020 is just days away, but the pandemic continues to affect preparation. This report from TRT World tells us why this tournament will be like no other. Remember, you can watch all matches from Euro 2020 live on the FBC Sports channel via the Walesi digital platform. Onto the weather, mainly fine over most places, cool at night. That's FBC News Now. Join us for our 1-hour major bulletin at 7 p.m. And be sure to download the FBC app to access the latest in news, sports, and live radio broadcasts from any of our 6 FBC radio stations. Stay safe and good afternoon.